Hello and welcome to Froch on Fighting. My name is Carl Froch, aka The Cobra, former unified super middleweight world boxing champion and International Boxing Hall of Famer. This episode is brought to you by Cobra Casino. So we've just witnessed history. Oleksandr Usyk has become the undisputed heavyweight champion again for the second time. He's just beaten Daniel Dubois, and to be honest, he made it look easy. But before we get into it, a quick word from today's sponsor. You've probably heard about me talk about manual before, and for good reason. With 1 in 4 men over 30 experiencing it, low testosterone could be silently holding you back. And it's not just about strength. If you struggle to sleep, have low energy, or face any of these symptoms, the chances are you could have low testosterone. One of the easiest ways to find out is Manual's easy at home blood testing kit. If you're feeling low on energy and want to get back to how you were, this could be the next best step you take for your health with this easy test kit from Manual. It turns out that 90% of men with low testosterone don't know they've got it. If your levels are low, Manual's trusted doctors are on hand with their testosterone replacement therapy service to help you get back on track and feeling your best. So, if something feels off, check it. Don't let bad habits get in the way to you taking the first step to sorting yourself out. Use my code FROCH45 to get 45% off Manual's at-home testosterone blood test at trt.manual.co. And now let's get back to today's episode. So let's get straight into it. Oleksandr Usyk, Daniel Dubois. Let's go back to the ring walks. Dubois walked to the ring. He looked good. He looked big and strong and confident. He doesn't really smile much, does he, Dubois? But he had a stern look on his face, like he knew he was there to take care of business, or at least try and take care of business. And he walked to the ring. Apparently there was 90,000 fans there, allegedly. And the atmosphere just looked great. It was the pyrotechnics, the fireworks, the lights, the lasers, the crowd. It had that big show feel about it. Michael Buffer was there, and it was exciting, wasn't it? And I just thought, what is going to happen? The anticipation, really, of waiting for what's going to happen is always really good in these big build-up fights. And then Oleksandr Usyk starts his ring walk, and he just looks the business, doesn't he? He's just got this stern look in his face, the look in his eyes, that steely look, that down-to-business look. You don't see it with fighters that aren't at that top level or aren't confident like he's confident. He's just got a stern, solid, warrior-type look about him where he's just menacing. And right even down to when they were supposed to touch gloves, when the referee brought them together, Usyk was just staring straight into Dubois' soul, just looking right into his eyes and sort of giving him nothing. He didn't want to touch gloves, did he? I think there was a little bit of needle there from Usyk. I think he was a little bit pissed off. Remember when he beat Tyson Fury for the second time and Dubois jumped in the ring and started giving him some jive talks, talking bollocks to him about, I want you next, and I want to get this fight on. But Usyk was actually talking about his father, his late father, and I think he took it a little bit disrespectfully. I think the fact that he got interrupted by Dubois to talk a bit of shit, the timing was all wrong. And I don't think Usyk forgot about that. So maybe that look in his eye and that look of determination, that steely look, was for his dad. Who knows? Usyk's always a solid-looking warrior and is always a man about business. He always takes care of business as well, doesn't he, like he did tonight. But that sort of, for me, set the tone for Usyk's mindset, his frame of mind and the way he went about business. Because from round one, okay, let's start from round one. Dubois actually took the centre of the ring, and he's got quite a sharp jab, and quite a fast 1-2 as well. But Dubois was in the middle of the ring, sort of putting Usyk on his back foot a little bit from the very start of the round. But Usyk's good on his back foot. He's comfortably counter-punching, and he was able to just control Dubois and let him come forward and just pick some shots. Not much happened. It was a close round, but by the end of the round, Usyk was in the centre of the ring, and Usyk was kind of dictating the pace and dictating the jab and leading off and making Dubois sort of think about what's coming back. So the first round for me, I think it could have gone either way. You could have said Dubois won it, you could have said Usyk won it, but there was nothing in it, and I actually scored it a level round. People don't like it when you score rounds level and even. They have a little bit of a bitch and moan, but at the end of the day, I couldn't split them. I didn't think really there was a winner. So good start from Dubois, but Usyk took control towards the end of the round, and he took that into round two, because in round two he was sort of, it was almost playing with him. He was toying with Dubois. He had to be careful, he had to be cagey, but he was slipping off to his right-hand side from that southpaw stance, turning off every time he got close, not giving Dubois any chance with that right hand down the middle or that right uppercut. It wasn't really on. And Usyk just kind of measures himself, and he just finds his range, finds his distance, gets his head moving, gets into a rhythm. And Dubois should not have let Usyk get into a rhythm. He should have been on him earlier. And I think that was his problem. He was able to just let Usyk just dictate a little bit and just sort of get a hold of the fight early on. I mean, some of you might not disagree with it or might not have seen it, but from the trained eye, the Cobra's eye, the 4-time World Champ Hall of Famer's eye, I just felt that Usyk was comfortable. He wasn't doing a great deal, but he wasn't getting hit with shots. He was blocking shots. He was catching them. He was turning off to his right side, spinning away from Dubois' right hand and not giving Dubois much. I think round 2, I scored it to Usyk. Round 3, I think Daniel Dubois had a bit of a better round just because he wasn't getting as dominated as much and he wasn't being dictated to as much. So Dubois sort of landed a couple of jabs, a couple of sharp-looking jabs. I think he landed a shot that was that round 3 or 4 when the body shot went in. It was on the belt line again once. It was borderline, but Usyk did pull him, said to him, look, bit of a low blow and watch that, and sort of looked at him. And Dubois, to be fair to him, never tried that one again. But round 2, I give it to Usyk. Round 3, Dubois had a better round, but not good enough to win the round. Round 4, Usyk was letting him get a bit closer. Dubois was trying to get closer and trying to work a bit more, and it was working. But was that because Dubois was working well and getting part of his game plan up and getting closer, or was that because Usyk was letting him get a bit closer? Because Usyk needs to let Dubois come closer because he's got that height and reach on him. When he's closer, Dubois, Usyk's able to be able to counter the punches, and we saw it in round 5. I thought round 4 was another Usyk round. Not a great deal happened, but round 2, 3 and 4, the eye-catching shots, the well-timed southpaw left cross counter punches, he sort of makes Dubois miss with a shot, leans back, and then comes back with a counter left cross himself. And it's just like a shot that he walks Dubois onto, and Dubois' head was bouncing back once or twice in round 2, 3 and 4, walking into a few shots, and he was starting to feel the pace as well. Dubois was pushing it a little bit and trying to make it work for him, trying to be a bit busier, but he was walking into shots. He was getting caught with eye-catching shots that were snapping his head back or stopping him on his way in. And when you're walking forward or you're trying to get momentum behind that jab and you walk into a shot, they dishearten you. They stop you in your tracks so you can't get any sort of momentum going. You can't put combinations together. You can't get any flow going, which Usyk's a genius at stopping you from doing, by the way. He stops you from getting into a rhythm. He stops you from getting into a flow where you're comfortable. Because there's a couple of times when Dubois backed Usyk up to the ropes and Usyk sort of sat there, a little bit of movement, and as soon as Dubois looked like he was in range to punch, he'll let a shot go and Usyk's gone off the ropes. He just manoeuvres Dubois where he wants him. He sits back, has a look, lets Dubois come in and just pivots off to his right and just makes Dubois look quite amateurish, but he walks him into shots. There was a couple of times where he sort of sit back, a little bit sort of Floyd Mayweather-esque, where he times the right hand from Dubois. Get me Usyk and Dubois mixed up. It's late. I've just been and watched the fight. I'm still full with adrenaline seeing them 1979. How many people were at Wembley Stadium? There was a lot there. It was a big crowd. It was a big fight. And, Dubois was trying, is what I'm trying to say. And Usyk was countering him. He was doing the Floyd Mayweather, sit back, make him miss, and then walk him into a left cross. And I've not seen Usyk do that much, where it's like, it's split-second timing, and he's putting himself in harm's way because he could get clipped with a big right hand. Think about it. He's got Dubois sending a big right hand towards his chin. He's able to just roll under it or just slip back from it and then walk him into a left cross. It's just precision boxing. It's such fine-tuned work that he's doing, such expert work. It's unbelievable. And in round 5, he walked him into a couple of big shots. If I'm honest, the shot that he walked Dubois into, the right hook, as Dubois got closer to him, because Usyk allowed Dubois to get even closer in round 5 and get more on his chest and try and push him into a corner or push him into the ropes. Now, was that because Dubois was being successful, or was that because Usyk was able to just let him come forward, give him a bit of confidence, to get him closer to him? Dubois gets closer, Usyk's in range, he knows he's in range, and he times it so well. And Dubois backed up Usyk, put him in the corner, sort of in the corner on the ropes, and Usyk was able to throw a little check right hook. It didn't even look like much of a shot. And I was a bit disappointed in Dubois actually going down because, listen, I'm not going to say he quit or he bottled it or he jumped on the floor. But that right hook, the first right hook that put Dubois on the floor, looked like a shot that shouldn't have put him down. He did get caught with a left cross before that, and then there was a bit of a scuffle. Then he came in again, and Usyk landed that right cross, side of the head, and Dubois kind of turned away a little bit and then chose to go down on the floor. And I thought, what's he doing on the floor in round 5 to like a half right hook, a bit of a check hook as he leaned forward. But Usyk leaned back a bit and just put the right hook on the side of his head, and Dubois went over, and I just thought, not really pleased with that. Not good enough, really. Almost looks like he's chosen to go down, and he wasn't really quick to get up. And after he got up, he then had a bit of a go, and he tried. Usyk sat there again. Dubois came forward, threw a couple of big shots, and again, Usyk was able to time his right hand and walk him onto that left cross. And that left cross was it was a looping, it was quite a big shot, to be honest. And you see the devastating impact it had when it landed on the chin of Dubois. It knocked his gum shield clean out and almost switched out the lights like a lightning bolt had gone bosh straight onto him and just switched him off. The gum shield came out, his head dropped, his arms sort of slumped down, and he just dropped to the canvas. It was a beautifully timed left hook come left cross from Usyk, where he just slipped back, timed it, and then he was able to just leverage his whole body weight around and turn that left cross straight into the right side of the jaw section of the cranium of Daniel Dubois, rendering him unconscious momentarily. He dropped to the floor, his gum shield spat out of his mouth, he dropped to the floor, and he was finished, wasn't he? He was totally fucked. He was down and he was out. And Usyk looked like he was just getting out of second gear. And that's the reason I said he made it look easier, and it looked like an easy night's work. And that's not in any disrespect to Daniel Dubois. That's just giving Usyk credit, because Usyk just does what he needs to do to get through the rounds and just win the rounds early on. And he knows he's tiring out the big man. Dubois is a big, heavy lump. And I don't know. I'm not going to say he's not fit, but he did seem to gas quite early. In round 3, 4, I could see him slowing down. In round 5, when he got clipped with that right hook that he chose to go down to, because I don't think that hurt him, after he got up, he looked like everything had left him. Like, he was in a fight that he can't win. And he must have thought to himself, you know what, I'm in trouble here. And it's almost like the belief and the engine and the energy and any kind of desire to win that fight left him. And that he was sloppy with his punches. And Usyk was able to slip that right hand, get his feet anchored to the ground, pivot and swing that left looping cross straight on the jaw section of Daniel Dubois' head, straight on the side of the chin. And it just fucking done him, didn't it? Wiped him out. Gum shield went flying. On the floor he went, and he couldn't beat the count. I don't think he didn't beat the count on purpose. I think he was gone. I think the referee waved it off on about 9 seconds, and Dubois was still on his knees trying to climb off the canvas. He was absolutely fucking finished, wasn't he? He was done. And it was round 5. And you think to yourself, you expect these guys to get up. Let's not forget, Oleksandr Usyk isn't a natural heavyweight. He's a cruiserweight. But having said that, he was around 20 pounds heavier than when he beat Tyson Fury. 20 pounds heavier. That's a lot of weight. That's almost a stone and a half. It's like a stone and 6 pounds heavier. It's telling me now that Usyk, if it's even possible, is getting even better for the heavyweight division. He's becoming bigger and stronger and punching harder. He looked a little bit slower, looked a little bit more weighty around the midsection, a bit chunky, a bit more solid, but he's still able to move. He's still able to slip and slide and still light on his feet. Just a fantastic fighter. Dare I say that Usyk's looking better than I've ever seen him look in the heavyweight division, because that wipeout there of Daniel Dubois in round 5 was nothing short of fucking spectacular, and it was an outrageous win to become undisputed heavyweight champion for the second time. I think he should retire. If he does carry on boxing, who does he fight? I don't even know. Let me know in the comments who you think he should fight. So just on that, what now next for Oleksandr Usyk? Who do you put him in with? Who realistically is going to give him a challenge? He stepped up from cruiserweight, where he was king of the division, undisputed cruiserweight champ, comes into the heavyweight division and just cleans up. He's completed the game. It's almost like he's got the cheat code. He's beat the 2 best in the division. He's beaten Anthony Joshua twice, quite comfortably. And he's beaten Tyson Fury twice. I mean, Tyson Fury will tell you that he's been robbed in the second one and he wasn't given a fair shake. You know my thoughts on that. It's a load of rubbish. Ridiculous to even say that. He's been beat fair and square. So Usyk's done AJ, he's done Fury. It's like, now he's gone in there and beat Dubois for a second time. There's literally nothing left for him to do. I think if he fights anybody, if he does fight on again, I'd like to see him retire. He's completed it. I know a thing or two about retiring after a big knockout at Wembley Stadium, let me tell you, and it feels good. You retire a champion, you live the rest of your life a champion. And if you want to, you can keep talking about it, and a few people get pissed off, but bottom line is, there's nothing you can do about it. So if he retires now, he's achieved absolutely everything in the game. And who does he fight? I mean, Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker was supposed to fight Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois got ill, didn't he? He fell ill. And he ended up fighting Martin Bakole. And Bakole was like, I think he went over to Saudi on late notice, and he wasn't at his best. Parker did the business. Parker's done everything he needs to do now to warrant a shot at Usyk. But would you even give Joseph Parker a chance at Usyk? It'd be an interesting fight. Quite fast hands, high work rate. But let's not forget who Parker's lost to already. I mean, lost to Dillian Whyte a few years ago, and he's since been beaten a few times by people that really couldn't lace Usyk boots. And I'm not having a go at Joseph Parker. And I do think that if anybody deserves a fight, he does. He deserves the fight, deserves the payday. But is anybody realistically giving Joseph Parker a chance against Oleksandr Usyk? Because I'm not. I just don't think it's realistic. And I'm a big fan of Joseph Parker. I think he's a great guy. He's a hard worker. He's improved a lot. He's had some good wins. Zhilei Zhang, Deontay Wilder, etc. You know what he's done. But I don't think you can stick him in with Oleksandr Usyk and expect any kind of success or any kind of result, especially after that performance. Usyk's getting better and better. He just improves every time he fights. And now he's bigger and thicker set, 20 pound heavier tonight than what he was when he beat Fury, which I said earlier. He just looks like a big, solid heavyweight, big, solid, dangerous heavyweight. But I'd like to see him retire. He's 38 years old. Eventually, it's going to catch up with him, the age, and there's nothing left to do. He's made an absolute fortune, and he don't need it anymore. He's done it. He's clocked it. He's completed it. It's like he's got the cheat code, and it's like it's not fair on everybody else. So I'd like to see Usyk retire. Let me know in the comments who you'd like to see him fight next. Somebody like Moses Atoma, I just don't think is going to be ready. I think if you're managing Moses, you need to take your time with him. You can't be chucking him in there. People say, yeah, chuck him in there with him, fight him, see how he goes. If he gets beat, he's lost to Usyk. But it could destroy his soul. It could take away that young, promising prospect that Atoma is. He could have a good future. And to fight somebody like Usyk now, if he got wiped out and got disheartened, it could be the end of his career. So I just think Usyk now, really, nobody can say anything to Usyk if he retires now after that win. He's done everything there is to do. Fury twice, AJ twice, now Dubois twice. There's nobody else left to beat. He's done it. Usyk should just hang the gloves up. He's been a fantastic addition to the heavyweight division since coming up from cruiserweight. He's been absolutely brilliant. And what he did tonight against Dubois was nothing short of just... He made it look easy. And I don't want to disrespect Daniel Dubois, but he just made it look easy. And he does make rounds look easy, doesn't he? Whoever is in with, whether he's in with Tyson Fury, whether he's in with AJ, he makes it look easy. And tonight was exceptional. It was just such a quality, classy performance. He didn't even look like... See him after, he didn't even look like he broke a sweat. He didn't have a mark on him. And Daniel Dubois was El Sparkoed. So I don't know what else you can say about Usyk and what else he can do and what's the point other than more money in the bank that you don't need. There's no reason for Oleksandr Usyk to now risk his legacy because he's been an absolutely outstanding heavyweight, and what he's done this evening, becoming an undisputed heavyweight king for a second time, is just phenomenal. Fair play to him. I hope he hangs the gloves up, but Oleksandr Usyk can do exactly what Oleksandr Usyk decides to do and what he wants to do. It's his decision. I'm just giving my opinion. I think he's been brilliant. I'm a massive fan. And hopefully he bows out on the top. Let me know in the comments what you think he should do. Should he fight on? Who should he fight? Or should he retire? You tell me. As for Dubois, what next for him? I mean, his team around him are going to say, look, you've lost to Usyk. Usyk's an all-time great. He's a phenomenal fighter. There's no sort of... It's not bad losing to a guy of that caliber, but the way he got wiped out, I mean, it looked like he quit in the first one. Let's be honest, most people agree with me. And in this one, there was shades of that with that right hook that clipped him, and he chose to go down. Then he got fucking wiped out, didn't he? El Sparkoed, rendered unconscious. He didn't beat the count. He did get up onto his feet. He was walking around, to be fair to him, but he got wiped out. So what next for Dubois? Who do you put him in with? I mean, do you give him a rematch of Anthony Joshua? I mean... And that brings me on to AJ. I mean, do you want to see him fight AJ again? I mean, he wiped AJ out, absolutely hammered him, and that kind of puts that into perspective. How good is AJ? What's left of AJ? Usyk's just done that to Dubois. Dubois fucking ironed out AJ. Bad. fucking El Sparko'd him. I mean, it is what it is. AJ got absolutely finished off by Dubois. Dubois has just been outclassed, punished, and finished off in round 5, knocked out by Usyk. Kind of puts that loss to Dubois into perspective. AJ's not at the races, so he probably needs to retire. Do you want to see Dubois fight AJ again? I'm not so sure. I think Dubois Fury is quite an interesting fight, but then, they've all been beat. They've all kind of been beat up and done by Usyk. So do you say because I've lost to Usyk, they've got nothing left in them? I think that's unfair. I mean, Tyson Fury didn't get knocked out by Usyk, neither did Anthony Joshua, but there was moments in the fight where Usyk was playing with them and punching them from pillar to post, all of them. He's beaten them all up. I mean, I know Fury's having a little bit of a bitch and a moan about the scoring in the last fight, but I mean, that can get laughed out of the room straight away because that's just nonsense. So Dubois, 28 years, he's 27 years old. He can still have a future. He can still rebuild. Maybe he can fight Joseph Parker. He's going to be able to stick around for a couple more years with the also-rans if Usyk ends up decides to hang the gloves up. If Usyk retires, then it's all going to open up. All them belts are going to become available and kind of anything that can happen. But I don't know. You let me know what you think in the comments. What next for Daniel Dubois? I mean, he's not going to be able to not mix it at top level. But after that knockout, and for me, the question marks around his desire and where his head's at. I know it was Usyk that put shots into him and finished him off, but Usyk didn't do that to AJ or Fury, did he? So you have to kind of put it into perspective. But look what Dubois did to AJ. I mean, I'm going backwards again, but it's just like Usyk's here at the top of the stack, and the rest of them are sort of the only one that's come close. The only one to give Usyk a close fight and a decent fight, really, was, to be fair to him, was Tyson Fury. He gave him a couple of decent fights, didn't he? Even though he got almost battered in round 9 in that first fight. The rematch was closer, and he had some moments of success, but Usyk's 20 pounds heavier than when he beat Tyson in that second fight, and he looks like more of a machine now, Usyk does. So even the Tyson Fury-Usyk fight for me, I mean, he's lost 2-0. He doesn't deserve a third one. There's other people that deserve one. So I'm of the opinion that Usyk retires and Daniel Dubois now rebuilds his confidence, gets back in the mix. I won't chuck him in there with Moses Atoma, but maybe that's the fight. Maybe that's a good fight, or the Parker fight. You let me know. But for now, all I want to do is just give all the credit and all the accolade to the absolute genius. Just what a wonderful fighter, unbelievable fighter. Oleksandr Usyk's absolutely cleaned up the heavyweight division, and he deserves all the applause because he's just phenomenal, just an unbelievable fighter. I didn't think he was a big puncher. I didn't think he was going to be big enough to step up to heavyweight, and look what he's done. Fury twice, AJ twice, fucking El Sparko, Daniel Dubois. It was a big, strong, capable heavyweight. He just wiped him out. So for me, that's all she wrote. Oh, and also, after the fight, Jake Paul got into the ring and had a face-off with Usyk. I mean, fucking hell, do me a favour. This guy, this clown, I shouldn't really be talking about him because this is why he does it. This is what he wants, but I kind of have to mention it because face-to-face with Usyk, I mean, fucking hell, what an absolute... Imagine that. He's talking bollocks as well about knocking out Anthony Joshua. If Anthony Joshua to him for 1-2 down the pipe, he'd put him in a fucking... I don't even want to say it because I don't like to say bad things around boxing, but Anthony Joshua would do some serious damage to that fucking clown, Jake Paul. What an idiot. Let me know what you think about this wanker in the comments. He's facing off with Usyk. He's talking about knocking out Anthony Joshua. Just absolutely deluded. I mean, he's doing it for the clickbait, and he's doing it for the... He's got a big following of all these little 8 to 15-year-old kids who follow his bullshit. But I don't know. I had to mention it because he's faced off with Usyk now. It's just laughable. But anyway, enough of that. So that's my quick reaction to tonight's big fight. Oleksandr Usyk now, again for the second time, the undisputed heavyweight champ. The big guests just keep coming. I did a quick interview with Usyk last week. That went down really well. I've had Big Baby Miller on, Conor Benn. I've got David Hay on this week, so don't miss out. This is a big one. It's a good one. It's my old mate David Hay. I remember sparring with him down at the Crystal Palace when we was both boxing for England. So don't forget, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out. Hit subscribe, and we'll see you very soon.